Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie and today is Music Monday. This is the second installment in my new video series, Music Mondays, in which I review a book that I read the previous month while also writing and performing for you an original song that I wrote based off of that book. This month I'm going to be discussing Hunted by Meagan Spooner, which is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And without further ado, here's a clip of me performing my original song that I wrote for Hunted. I'm gonna push forward now, not gonna lose heart. I'm gonna take my stand, I'm not gonna move your command. Oh, I've seen your rage, but I've seen your love. My heart doesn't know what feelings I should trust. I'm gonna find this love with all of me. Oh, I hope you enjoyed my original song. I really loved Hunted last month. It is probably my favorite Beauty and the Beast retelling that I've ever read, although I haven't read that many of them. This review will mostly be spoiler free, but I will let you know when I'm getting into spoilers. This story follows Yeva, who is nicknamed by her father Beauty. And she lives with her father and her two sisters, and they are decently wealthy. They are pretty well off. However, their dad falls into a financial misfortune and they lose everything. They have to sell all of their possessions in order to pay certain people back, and they end up having to move into their dad's old hunting cabin outside of town. Before their dad gained his wealth as a merchant, he was known as the best hunter in the lands. And so after losing his fortune, he returns to hunting as a way to provide for his family. And then one day he goes out on a hunting trip and he doesn't return, so Yeva takes it upon herself to go and look for him, because while she was growing up, her dad raised her basically as the son that he never had, so she knows how to hunt and she can take care of herself in the winter forest. But as this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, you can guess that some things kind of go wrong and she ends up being enslaved to this beast, and there's really a mystery surrounding the curse that is upon him. I love how this book basically tells the story of a hunter becoming the hunted. I really enjoyed all the hunting aspects in this book, but also, of course, I loved the romance. I loved the world. I loved the magic system. I loved the different magical creatures in this world. This book has a very strong fairy tale and folklore vibe to it, and I absolutely loved it. It's basically legends coming to life. I did really love this book, but I will say it is pretty slow paced if that's not something that you usually enjoy. You may not like this as much as I did, but I personally loved it. For me, the characters really drove the story, even though there wasn't a whole lot of plot in the first half, even 3/4 of the book. I would say that the last half is when the pace starts picking up. I also really love the family aspects in this book. This family is so close and they love each other so much. They are so dedicated to each other and they just want happiness for everyone. The sister dynamics in this book are so wonderful. I personally didn't grow up with a sister, but now I have a stepsister who I love very dearly. And then I also have friends who I consider family as well. So I loved the sister bonding in this book. They love each other so much and I really enjoyed that aspect of this book. Yeva is also very dedicated to her father. She's willing to risk her life to save him, to track him down, just to make sure that he's okay. She puts everything on the line for him and I love that. There's also a side romance in this book which I thought was absolutely adorable. I did predict it, but I loved it nonetheless. Overall, I think I give this book a 4.75 out of 5 stars. I really loved it. There is one thing in this book that I really didn't care for that much, but in order to go into my thoughts, I will have to enter into a spoiler section now. So if you have not read this book in its entirety, you need to leave this video and maybe come back later if you want to know my full thoughts. Okay, so I really did not like the ending of this book. I thought it was kind of like a cheap move, to be honest. It felt like everything was just like glossed over, brushed aside, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It would have made more sense to me if it had been fleshed out more and if it had been explained a little bit better. Since you have finished this book, you know what I'm talking about. The whole thing with the Firebird, and then like she has to kill the Firebird in order to reverse the curse, but there's not an actual way for her to kill the Firebird. And then I don't exactly remember how it happened. Like, this ending was so weird and fast and it wasn't explained well. I don't even remember or know exactly how it happened, but then the Firebird just vanishes and then all of a sudden the curse breaks, which I kind of felt like was a tiny plot hole, because if the curse can't break without killing the Firebird and the Firebird can't be killed, then how did the curse break? I was very confused. If I missed something that you got from this book, like if you understand it more than me and you know why all this happened the way it did, please let me know. It kind of felt like the author really didn't know how to end this story, and so she just like picked something random and just went with it instead of revising it or trying to come up with something better. Sorry if that hurts anybody's feelings. I don't mean to. The ending wasn't its best, and she could have taken more time on this story and made a better ending, and then it would have been a wonderful book. I wouldn't have had any issues with it. Alright, that is it for this video today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more bookish content by me. Let me know in the comments down below if you have read this book, what your thoughts were on it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.